Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down to 10 minutes because I know the lifespan, the attention span for most humans are about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on their level of intellectual geniuses, okay, and genomes, and hereditary, and of course, eugenics. Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you for listening to my videos, brothers and sisters of light and dark. It's good in the light and it's good in the dark, but don't be blinded in the light, okay? Because the truth is really darkness is right here in your. They say it's a peanut galleon, okay? Alright? But it could be another place. It could be somewhere over here. It could be over here or over there. Okay? But, okay. This video is going to be about, coping with, depression, schizophrenia, and bipolar. It doesn't matter what types, okay? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put it all in a nutshell right here. Because I'm going to tell you how I deal with my schizophrenia, okay, and my bipolar, because I have a mixture of it. You know, I very rarely feel depressed. I just get sleepy. Okay? I just go to fucking sleep, okay. But for depression, okay, it's fairly, all of it is fairly, it's like 50-50. I can't say it's hard. I can't say it's easy, but it's kind of easy for me. And then sometimes I get hard, okay. So for depression, you know, so my wife knows I get depressed very rarely. I usually go to sleep. But the thing is a chemical imbalancement in the brain. I kind of think, I do some research on it, and I can't find the true answer, but they always say it's a chemical imbalancement in the brain, serotonin levels or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I think it could be a spiritual thing, something that cannot be seen, okay? But what I do about it, I usually keep myself active, okay? But if it's too strong, it's a feeling that you need to get out of this life, that you don't belong here. That's what depression is. Depression is like a very deep, like you don't feel like doing shit, okay? And when you do feel that, you best to go to sleep, okay? Or eat certain foods to change the balance in the body. That's what I do. I just eat certain foods, and sometimes it goes away, you know? So, ginseng, ginger, cinnamon, okay? Apple cider vinegar, okay? Distilled water, okay? 1 part to each of those things, okay? It's honey, okay? You can mix it up really good, okay? I have mine over there, okay? It has to be kind of warm now, because once it gets cold, it kind of fucks with the you know, it's not thin, you know, you should be able to taste each one of those things, okay? So that's how you deal with depression, okay? Coping with it. That's the best way to deal with the depression. Don't take medication. That's not going to help you. All that Prozac and all that bullshit, that serotonin, you know, a Seroquel, which I took before, okay, that shit only makes you sleepy. It just fucks with your whole system, okay? And every time I try to get it, like 100 milligrams, I'm knocked out like a fucking tranquilized horse. One time I was playing my game and shit like that, and I took that shit. You know, the first time I ever took it, many years ago, it was like that shit. Not my control fell out of my hand. I was like, and I was like, okay, so that's not gonna happen again. Now, same thing for bipolar. You know, sometimes I get crazy, man. It fucking insane to the memory. I'm going outside and I'll be like, fuck it, because it has something to do with the past, okay? All bipolar or anything. I'm just going to link it up because every time I read it and say, where does it come from? Where does it come from? It comes from the past, okay? And it's like a built up amount of anger. And you just want to snap out. That's why some people be saying they can't control it or some shit because something dramatic happened in their life. Or even it could have been the past life, okay? You know what I'm saying? And bipolar is like when your moods keep switching, they high up and high down. Okay, sometimes you feel like you want to kill something, but you can't do that. Okay, you know, bipolar is like the second step up from depression, because depression, they all are chemical imbalancements, which the doctors always say in their books or whatever. But I always trying to find the core other reasons. Okay, but I think it's a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? I lived a perfect life. I lived a kind of like a used life. I lived in a box, a square. That's why I'm Jesus, because I haven't really done too much in my life. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And bipolar people tend to be they're introverted. Okay, eccentric. Okay, you know, all these people are eccentric. Okay? They're not extroverts. Okay, sometimes some of them are. Some of them go extrovertedly. You know, they're bipolar, but that's because their sexual drive, their estrogen levels are pretty high. Okay? Mine's always active, dependent on mental stimulation, okay? Not sexual stimulation, okay? But of course, that's the second place. You know, that's the lowest, okay? That's the lowest. The third is the depression. And I already told you how to deal with depression. And then you got the bipolar, okay? That's the second step. That's number 2, okay? But number one, that's the hardest, okay? The schizophrenia is extreme. And I got it since I was a child, though. I didn't hit my head like some people did. Some people fall off a tree and then they start hearing the voices. Some people will be like, get it when they from birth, okay? And then they start hearing it. Once I started hearing it, it just came to me naturally. I didn't hit my head. I probably had a lot of stress when it happened, okay? When I got my schizophrenia, okay? And I was like, yo, man, you know, what can I do? I'll just talk to myself. It's like talking to my fucking self, okay? So I must have a very creative and expansive mind to keep talking to myself from 3 different perspectives, okay? So motherfuckers would say, that's your voice, but I don't think so. When a motherfucking voice told me how to make a magic spell to get me some psychic powers and some shit. Okay? So that's another subject, okay? But other than that, I use that. I use the dark side of these voices, and I try to talk to them and try to agree and say, yo, you know, you're the dark one, okay? You're the evil. You may be are the wicked one, but I don't know if you're the wicked one. You know what I'm saying? So how I cope with that third one, you go to sleep on that too, okay? Depression, you can go to sleep on. You can't eat nothing with schizophrenia. You can't eat nothing at all, okay? That's how you cope with schizophrenia. It's kind of hard to deal with at times because the voices get a little higher and it raises and pitches and lowers, okay? So that means we're on a high. Every person is most likely who is schizophrenic is on a higher frequency, but they can't seem to handle it. But I can handle it. I'm actually focusing in on it. And how peculiar how I've come across about it. You know, I just said I had a headache and shit, and the doctor sent my ass away. Okay, I started talking about the universe, and I thought he was so smart and shit, but he wasn't. He was smart, but I was blessed that way. I started talking about the universe and all good things and good and evil things are intermingled with one thing, and he just sit my ass and said, you are going as outpatient to the motherfucking Western Psych for 2 weeks. But that was a blessing in disguise. But of course, other than that, okay, when I hear him, sometimes they tell me to tell you a message, okay? And you can go to other people's pages, okay? And they may say they have a voice, but they may not really have a voice. And I can sense if they have a voice or not, okay? But of course, it's random, okay? It's very random, all right? Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Peace.